Okay, let's get down and funky with it. Please don't let me say that ever again. A lot happens in the fall. Leaves start changing colors, temperatures get lower, and I go back to school. Well, not this year. Actually, you know what? I don't know. The college I attend, UC Davis, made an announcement about what they do this coming fall quarter, and I don't understand. I actually haven't read the full announcement yet. I just read the email that they sent out, but from what I've read online, I don't think it was too clear. And word around town is that it reads like a celebrity's apology letter. It's a lot of words, but it doesn't really say much. So I figured, because I haven't read it yet and I know a lot of my audience goes to UC Davis, I thought it'd be a great idea to go in and break down their announcement paragraph by paragraph, which is also a really good skill if you want to succeed on the SAT. Okay, too soon. Yeah. The title is UC Davis Plans to Welcome Students Back to Campus for Fall. The title totally reads as if, we're coming back. There's not a, pandemic going on. Just get your stuff, just come on back. It's cool over here. But the subtitle does say courses will be offered remotely with some in-person classes and services. Okay, wait, are we being welcomed back to campus? Or is it remote with some in-person classes and services? Or is that the same thing in their eyes? Okay, so I don't want to just read the article to you because you can do that. In this video, I'm going to put the paragraph on the screen and then kind of break down exactly what they're saying. The first paragraph starts by saying they're preparing to welcome back students if the county and state health guidelines permit. So they're basically saying if my parents say it's cool, we're having a party. And they plan to offer a mix of in-person and remote instruction. But when someone says they plan to do something, they never do it. That's what I tell my mom when she tries to really grill me on making my bed. I won't make my bed one day and she'll be like, well, are you gonna make your bed tomorrow? And I always say, well, I plan to make my bed. But I know, deep down inside, I'm not gonna make my bed. I'm an introvert. I live for plans falling through. It's kind of my thing. And I think the second sentence is really funny because they're like, we're committed to reducing health risk and the safety and well-being of our campus community are our priorities. Which is like, what else are they gonna say? That they're not trying to reduce health risk? They actually, what if they're like, we're actually trying to increase health risk? We're going around just coughing on everyone. And it's not like they're gonna say we don't care about the safety and well-being of our community. Of course they do. Even if they don't, they have to say they do. Next paragraph is basically a perfectly curated statement that our chancellor said. He's saying education goes beyond classes and instruction, and we want to provide this experience all while remaining healthy. Right, guys? Remember? We're being healthy out here. I feel like that's something they're just gonna keep repeating. It's like, hey, we're trying all these things, but remember, health is our number one priority. Okay? Don't forget that health is our number one priority, and we care about our community, and we're the best UC. Okay, well, number 5, but that's pretty close to number 4, which is almost a medal, bronze medal, which is almost gold at that point, if you think about it. Actually, you know what? Don't think about it. Don't. It doesn't make sense, but remember, we're remaining healthy. So, okay, this next paragraph, they're really trying to sell you on the fact that they're being thorough with this whole thing because they use words like extensive and comprehensive. They're really getting down and dirty with this thing. Clean, not dirty. No, we're healthy. Remember, they're looking at all facets of student life and they're working on developing all these testings you can do with guidance from public health officials because remember, we're trying to be healthy and these public health officials know health the best. Or we're just saying they do. I don't think anyone has this figured out yet. But public health officials are like that one group in your class that has made the most progress on the final project. So you try to copy their work because they seem like they know what they're doing. But you know what? Who knows? Who knows what we're doing? Ooh, okay. These next 3 paragraphs are the real juice. Okay, I don't like that. These next 3 paragraphs are the real meat. It's not better, but it is, I guess. At least I didn't say meat juice. I feel uncomfortable saying meat juice. These next 3 paragraphs are really important because they address in-person and remote instruction. This first paragraph says, when the fall quarter starts, most of our classes will be remote, but there'll be some courses that are available in person depending on health guidelines. Because remember, I don't know if I've said this before, but we're trying to be healthy. So, okay, I can see now why people were saying this is so vague. They're saying most of our classes will be remote, but some won't. So, we're telling you something. But are we? you know? The paragraph continues to say that the in-person instruction will occur for the small number of courses that can't be delivered remotely. Those courses are the ones that require live performance and hands-on experiences. But which classes are those? Imagine you're an international student and you're like, oh, I'm going to take this music class for fun. You know, that'd be a fun one. Music, I've always wanted to dabble, noodle around on the piano a little bit. And then you find out that, you know, you're in China, and then just because you wanted to noodle on a piano, you gotta come back to the US. So you can attend a class once a week and play like hot cross buns or something. The next paragraph says, you know, there's some people that have personal circumstances or elevated health risks associated with COVID-19. And so of course they can't come back to the campus, so we'll make special accommodations for them. But if you can make accommodations for them, well, why can't, I don't know if I'm being out of line here, but why can't you make them for everyone? I remember in elementary school, if you brought cookies for your birthday for one person in class, the teacher would always say, well, if you brought some for one person, you gotta bring them for the whole class. So if you're making accommodations for a special group of people, you gotta make the accommodation for the whole class, you know? Paragraph continues and says, the academic advisors will work with the peoples whose majors require being in person so they can still make progress towards their degrees. Okay, this is vague and perfect for the university because they're saying, we're not going to make you do the in-person stuff remote because then, you know, you can make my argument. If you can make in-person stuff remote, then make it for everyone. They're just saying you can still make progress. So they'll probably just be like, hey, instead of taking this class where you have to be in person, why don't you take this other class that's completely remote, and then you can still make progress towards your major and then not have to do that in-person class. They're tricky little guys. Let me tell you what, they got to figure it out. This is not their first pandemic. Yes, it is, but it's not, okay, it's not their first rodeo. And rodeos come in many variations, not just pandemics. So, we're also a school of agriculture and like, you know, animals. So we've definitely dealt with rodeos before. Okay, you clicked on the video, okay? It was your mistake. I'll always be here, okay? It was your choice to click. That mistake falls on you. And then Davis isn't a monster. They recognize that, you know, we also have workers, even though, you know, I think there was like a bunch of strikes that happened. So do we care about workers? So in this little paragraph, they say faculty and staff who have accommodations will also be accommodated for. I used accommodated kind of twice in there. So, you know, engineering's right for me. I can't talk, but I can do math, so I'm doing the right thing for my future. The next title is Public Health and Safety. First paragraph, guys, pay attention because they're working closely with public health officials, which I don't think they mentioned, so make sure you take note of that they are working with public health officials, and we're gonna keep wearing masks, and we're gonna maintain appropriate physical distancing, which again, the group that's made the most progress has checked off on, so it's probably the right thing to do. This paragraph says they're going to use daily symptom surveys and temperature screenings to make sure that anyone that has corona is taken care of. Because remember, I feel like I would have said this at least once in this video, we care about health. So just maybe that's important, maybe write it down. I don't want you to forget that. As one of my viewers, it's important you remember that. And the testing and isolation for at-risk individuals will follow guidance from public health authorities. And then you have 4 bullet points on how they're going to reduce public health risk because we care about public health. Or, you know, public university. Let's just call it health, guys. Okay? Do you think Stanford calls it private health risk? I feel like, right? They're probably that pretentious. No, I get when they say public health risk. They're talking about the public. I'm just, you know, making the joke that we're a public university, so public health is technically just health. You got that. You're intelligent. I didn't need to mansplain a joke to you. You get how humor works. Well, or maybe not, because you're watching me. Okay, sorry. Back on track. The measures we're going to take are that all in-person classes will be offered in larger classrooms. What if we just go to campus and everything's just bigger in scale? Like isn't there a movie like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids or whatever? That's how we feel at our university. We're gonna feel like we're characters in Toy Story. All the on-campus residence halls will have reduced density, and then all like the food stuff, food services, dining commons will operate in a way that complies with public health requirements for physical distancing and food safety. Remember, we're following public health guidelines. I cannot stress that enough. I feel like I haven't said it this video, but really, guys, think about it. I'm being annoying at this point. I'm sorry. Academic advising, the ICC, the ARC, and all other programs will be offering services remotely, and they'll follow public health guidance. And then all campus spaces like the library, study spaces, MU, coffee house, etc. will be following public health guidance. You know, physical distancing, mandatory use of face coverings, and we'll be cleaning all common areas at regular intervals. Were we not doing that before? Why did you need to say that? I thought we were always doing that. Do they not? Do they not clean stuff at regular intervals? Okay, you know what? It's probably just to make us feel better. They probably always do that. It's just like a reminder that, hey, we're still doing that. I hope, you know? Okay, next headline. Adapting to new developments. The first paragraph says that, you know, we start pretty late. The quarter system is... it's a real late bloomer, okay? Like, our school year starts when early birds have Halloween decorations out, you know? It's pretty much October when we start school. So because we start so late, the paragraph says things will definitely change. And we're working with public health officials and health experts to find out how our campus will evolve. So, okay, goddamn. So they're saying we've said all this stuff, but you know, school's a far way out, so things will change. So don't really read into anything we've said so far. But they haven't even really said anything so far. They're just like, hey, we're gonna be healthy, and that's all they've said. Okay, I'm just going to read this sentence because I don't really get it. Should it become necessary, the campus is prepared to return to the current state of reduced on-site operations at any time. Okay, wait, no, I think I get it. I think they're saying if we were to go back to regular operations and suddenly things broke loose again, we could easily go back to what we're currently doing, you know, with all the health precautions we're taking in an instant. That was a weak snap. That was a really bad snap. In an instant. There we go. That one had like, you know, girth. Nope, that's not how you describe a snap. Next paragraph says our medical center is still providing care for COVID patients and researchers are still contributing to the fight against the pandemic. You know, just a little flex that, hey, look at us. We're fighting this pandemic. I know when this whole thing's over, Davis is going to get like some plaque or some like banner that says, oh, we were a contributing factor during the pandemic, and they're going to hang it in their like front office and they're going to point to it every year and be like, hey, remember that pandemic? We helped out during that whole thing. I'm not knocking Davis. They're doing a great thing, but I know they're going to get some kind of trophy and they're going to flaunt it off for many years until their next pandemic. And then they're going to be like, oh, yes, we're going to get another trophy if we help out. What if they only get a banner and then the next pandemic happens and they're like, well, do we want to help out? We only got a banner last time. Kind of wanted a trophy, you know? So whoever is in charge of the awards committee, please give Davis a trophy so that we will help out in the next pandemic, okay? Make it worth it to us that we helped out. I know we're supposed to do it for what, like the greater good and, you know, like humans in general, but we also want a piece of hardware to flaunt off to other universities. Anything to make our ranking go up. This next paragraph basically says Davis will just continue updating the public with updates. And now we're on to our last subheading, background on campus operations. They say that in March, they made the announcement that all of spring quarter and summer sessions would be remote only. I remember this. I was sitting in my car. It was raining. And, you know, that's it. It's not an exciting story, okay? Life doesn't always have to be exciting. You know how exhausting that would be if everything was exciting? I don't have that much excitement to exude. I'm so glad that life is boring sometimes. What a stupid sentence. This next paragraph basically says we're kind of easing into this. There's a gradual return to some operations. And the very last note is that our county has allowed its stay-at-home directive to expire on May 31st, but face coverings are still mandatory for most everyone in most circumstances outside the home. Wait, okay. Who's not the most? They say most everyone in most circumstances. Who slips by? Who gets the pass? I don't want the pass. I'm gonna still wear a mask, but I'm so curious who gets to slide by? That's so curious. Anyways, to wrap up their announcement, they basically said, hey, we care about your health and just keep your ears peeled because we'll be providing updates. That's it. That's 13 paragraphs, and that's all we got. That, hey, we're trying to be healthy, and we're going to provide updates. Oh, also that Davis is fighting this thing head on. So, if you got a trophy...
Not a banner, okay? A trophy.
Send it our way. Anyways, I think I have some more clarity on this whole thing. And it's very clear that nothing's clear. I hope that me talking through it kind of let you know that, yeah, it doesn't really make sense what the plan is for fall quarter. So if you feel like things are in question and up in the air, yeah, I can tell you they are. And this isn't a criticism to Davis, because I know they can't really say anything definite because they have to leave everything wide open because they don't know what's going on either. Is it frustrating that this is so vague? Yeah, a little bit. But it's also all they can really do, and I think we have to understand that. So yes, that was a little breakdown of UC Davis's fall announcement. Like the video if you enjoyed and it was helpful. Make sure you follow me on Instagram, and remember, UC Davis cares about your health. I think. The article wasn't actually too clear. I'm gonna have to go back and read it again.